Hi guys, hope everyone's having a killer day. I am on my way to a listing appointment and I have not had a lot of time to record lately. I just wanted to tell you about how my experiences have been going at these stupid thrift stores lately. Now, we've been out pounding the pavement, guys, like we always do every summer. I dedicate most of the summer to yard sales. That's the go-to. But the problem now is that these thrift stores, I don't know who they're trying to cater to. And I'll be honest with you, the way they're doing things is that they're really trying to just be a high-end used goods store. It's almost like it's just pure retail at this point. And a few examples, I know we've went into thrift stores and a $5 video game that is $5 anywhere else is like $8 or $9 in there, or $6 at a minimum. And it's like, who's gonna pay that for these? I don't understand. Like, who's buying this stuff? Or if you go in, like a used sweater with holes in it's like $20, or a t-shirt's over $10, and they're not high quality shirts by any means, guys. I'm telling you, like, they are actually really bad quality. So I'm not too sure who their end goal customer is supposed to be, because if you're trying to cater to people that want stuff at a reasonable price, well, this stuff is not reasonably priced. So that group is getting priced out of these items. So who's gonna buy them? And if they think resellers are gonna buy them, there's no profit to be had. And I'm gonna say 99% of the thrift stores around here, there's no profit to be had. Now, you will see people on YouTube blowing smoke up your ass about, oh, this is worth so much, this is worth so much. And yeah, maybe it is. Maybe you have found some stuff, but this is not the norm, guys. The norm is going in, seeing a bunch of overpriced stuff. It's too expensive for someone to buy and resell, but it's also too expensive for the average person to go in and just buy for themselves. So who is the end customer here? Don't get me wrong, these companies are not charitable organizations. They just want your money. Yeah, they'll give some to charity, but they've always operated under the guise that they are charitable organizations. You know, they're, you know, helping the world eat and all this bullshit, but they're really not. They are just a business model that have cleverly marketed themselves as a charitable organization to get free stuff. And that's the rub. They're getting free product, guys. There's no reason this stuff should be the price it is. Absolutely zero reason. CEO of Savers and Value Village makes like $10 million. Like, think about that. $10 million for the CEO of that company that collects free shit and sells for a huge markup and just makes basically free money. It's insane. If you are a reseller, I do feel bad for you, because I don't know how you're going to make any money in the next 5 years. These companies don't give a fuck about resellers, guys. It's just the way it is. They've moved so much to online, like Goodwill. They're doing whatnot auctions now. So they're doing whatnot auctions. They have their own website. You know, they're selling the good stuff online, or they're having little boutique outlets. Throw stuff in the bins in the States, and yeah, people will buy and find some decent stuff at the bins. But don't kid yourself. These companies would rather not have resellers in there at all. And at some point, they will totally price them out of the game, because really, other than the resellers buying some shit there, what benefit to these big companies are resellers? There is none. Are they customers? Yeah. But if they put the stuff out on the shelves and they know the reseller can buy it for a certain amount and then sell it for maybe double the price, well, why wouldn't they just double the price themselves and sell it for that? And that's exactly what they're trying to do, guys. Don't kid yourself. And I know there's pockets down in the US that seem to be good reselling by going to thrift stores. Me personally, I don't know how these guys are doing it up here. You see the same people going in every time. And I can go any time of the month. Like, I might go 2 or 3 times a month, and it's the same people go in. But a lot of times you will see them go in and they come out with absolutely nothing. So I think it's just one of those things that they're clinging on to. Once in a while they'll find something, but to go there every day and spend hours and hours going through each store, I don't see the value in that, guys. You will see less and less people reselling and doing this, because it's just not a viable option anymore. Of the internet, people with items at home, they will pull them up on the internet a lot of times. They'll search the price and be like, hey, I'm not going to donate to these friggin' arseholes to sell. Donate this when it's worth money. I'll put it on Facebook Marketplace. And I will say, sites like Kijiji, Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace, even eBay have totally helped this market. And you will see less and less items going into these thrift stores and less quality items. Because if someone has a newish item or a high quality item, I really don't see why they would donate it. You know, unless you have a whole bunch of stuff and you just need to declutter, then maybe. But otherwise, have a yard sale, you know, put it online, make your money. That's what I do. Now there's even online auctions, like local ones that will come to your house. They'll auction the stuff off on your behalf. You really don't have to do anything. They'll come in, take the pictures, you know, they'll take their 10% or whatever it is, and you don't have to do anything. You get rid of your clutter, you can make some money. I don't really see the point in donating. I really wish people would quit donating to these places and honestly put the stuff in Marketplace, sell it yourself, make some money. You know, why let these corporations make money, honestly? And I'm not trying to piss off resellers. If that's what you're doing, you know, good on you. I'm glad you can make money doing that. But to me, the greed has just gotten out of hand with it, guys, and I'm kind of tired of it, honestly. 10 years going into these stores, if you needed a video game controller or cables for a 360 or a PS3, you could get them for a few bucks and it was a good deal. Everyone wins. Now you go in, if you even see those, it's like $10 or $20 for like a controller that's been chewed on by a dog, and some stoners played 1,000 hours of Grand Theft Auto and got like, you know, gamer crud all over it and freaking weed residue. Like, it's absolute insanity. And now the model is moving more and more towards centralized warehouses here. So if you are a reseller, what they're going to do is they're going to take all these items, they're going to take them to a central warehouse, they'll get sorted there, the best stuff will go online, they'll auction it or whatnot, and the other mediocre shit will go to the stores for sale on the floor. I think if they go full blown into that mode, that's when you're really going to see like nothing worth their buying to resell. Shitty clothes, dishware, you know, stuff like that. And maybe the prices will come down a little bit on that. I really doubt it. But that's when you're really going to see resellers not bother going to these stores anymore, because there just won't be things in them worth doing. And if Savers and Value Village take the same route as Goodwill and start their own website, start doing stuff online, there will be zero point in going to these stores, guys. All the video game stuff will go online, probably most of the media stuff. Anything that's of value, they'll scan it, they'll do their research, they'll put it online, and that's exactly what's going to happen. Will this hurt them in the long run? I think the greed will, yes, because they'll just have way less foot traffic going into these stores. And even myself as a collector buying cheaper video games, I won't go into these stores because they simply won't be there. And even now, unless I'm going in with Tim or Marla or Dave for something to do, I don't see a point in going in them, guys. Like, it's absolutely outrageous. The pricing is outrageous. The selection is dog shit. It's just a terrible experience now. And I'm being a little cynical here because it really does annoy me. You can't go anywhere and get a good deal on stuff anymore. Like, you can't get good deals in here. You can't even go to friggin' McDonald's and eat for less than friggin' $15 now. Like, the whole system has gotten so bloated and just out of hand. I really do feel sad for the next generation. I think Gen X, my generation, we're feeling a big brunt of it, but a lot of us were lucky to buy homes and stuff before this stuff got absolutely stupid. But it's the generations behind us. They're absolutely screwed, man, and a lot of it is just corporate greed. It's such a shame, dude. It really is. They've taken something that's been so good for quite a while, and it was such a fun thing. In my high school days and college era days, I only went to college for 1 year. It wasn't for me. I didn't like it. But I digress. You know, being able to buy a t-shirt for $3 back then, or a pair of jeans for $5 or $6, and stuff like that, or, you know, even, like I said, going to McDonald's and buying a combo was like $3 plus tax. Like, I just don't know. Everything's gotten crazy. And it's like these companies only want this instant profit, and they're not looking long term. It's the same with how eBay's nickel and diming and doing all this crazy shit. And these thrift stores are doing the same thing. It's like they're just trying to bleed as much money out of people as they can. And don't get me wrong, it's absolutely their right to do this. They are a business, they're for profit, they're trying to make as much money as possible. But that doesn't mean the average consumer is going to like it and support it. And I think that's what's going to happen here. You are seeing less and less donations at these stores, guys. Don't kid yourself. When I go into Value Village, Belize, a lot of the shelves that used to be very plentiful are very bare now. And I think they're just not gonna get as many donations as they wanted to. And I don't think they're gonna get as many donations down the road. I think it's gonna keep just slowing down. People aren't stupid. They're on the internet, you know, they're on YouTube. They're seeing what people can sell things for. To be perfectly honest, the economy is so terrible now. People need to sell the stuff themselves. They're not going to donate it. And that's just the reality of the world we live in. And without donations, these stores, they're just not going to survive, and the business model won't survive. To be perfectly honest, I'm surprised they've survived this long, guys. That's just some road rants here. I'm sorry if I am ranting. I think my battery's going to die in the GoPro. Unfortunate. Anyways, I got work to do, guys. I hate to ramble on about this, but these stores really do piss me off lately, and it's just, they've taken such a fun activity and pretty much shit on it for corporate greed, and it's just terrible. So anyways, if you are thrifting, you can let me know in the comments. If you think I'm wrong, let me know too, and any opinions are always welcome here. If you don't agree with me, I like to chat about that too. There's no problems whatsoever. I'm gonna get to work. I hope you guys have an awesome day, and I hope you're killing it this summer. Catch you on the next one. Peace.